Hi guys, welcome to a new sketchbook tour. We're gonna be doing this one right here. It's a Talens Art Creations A5. It's got that off-white paper. It's the paper quality, you know, it's not super fantastic, but obviously I got through it. So she's full. She's chunky, little crispy, crinkly. Well, it's not that crinkly. So for you ASMR people, you might be disappointed. Anyway, if you are new here, my name's Deb. Thanks so much for watching. I am an artist in Cleveland, Ohio. A lot of what I do is stationery and gift design for my brand, Debbie Draws Funny, and I sell those on my website and wholesale them to stores across the US and a few in Canada. If you want to have a look-see at all the kind of work I do for my day job, you can scan this QR code. I will also have links below to everything. So like my shop, my Etsy, my Instagram, my Patreon, an Amazon storefront so you can see what kind of materials I like to use, because I think I have everything updated, and including sketchbooks that I regularly use and really enjoy using. How many times can I say use? So without further ado, let's get into this puppy. Oh, future me is popping in to tell you right now, I just finished filming this and I just want to let you know it's gonna be long, it's gonna be chatty. This is an 80-page sketchbook, which means I drew on both sides, so it's 160 pages of sketches. So be prepared, grab a snack, grab a cup of tea or something. And also, yeah, it is very chatty and talkative, and I'm looking to you, person who commented that my last sketchbook tour had too much talking. Thank you for that comment, because I laughed so hard because I was like, too much talking? Too much talking for who? Me? Because, honey, you haven't even heard me get going. You haven't gotten me started yet. Oh my God. But if you really want to see the art in here, you can always hit the mute button and watch on double time, you know. So anyway, let's get into the sketchbook. Okay, so let's get started. All of these stickers, I will put the names of the people here, but I can also tell you, this is me, this is me, this is me. This is Sophie McPike. This is Chicken Pants Studio, Sophie McPike and Chicken Pants Studio once again. If you can read it, I just love this sticker, and it says, I choose to not freak out. So for those of us with anxiety, like y'all know, we're constantly trying to make a choice not to freak out. These are just some stickers from the Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2 set when I finally bit the bullet and bought them. This is a big giant sticker from Caro Aravelo. I used to be a patron of hers, and this is Chicken Pants Studio, and it's so cute. Sprinkle happiness around like pug hair. Really get it in everything. Get it in there. Claire, if you ever want to make cat stickers, I'm just saying, I will definitely, I'm not even like a crazy pug head, or pug head, is that the term for people who are into pugs? I don't know, but I'm not even like crazy into pugs or anything like that, but I just absolutely love her work, and I think pugs are really cute, but I don't have like an obsession with them. I've never even had a dog, okay? But I love her work, and I'm more of a cat person. Dogs feel like a massive responsibility. I think when my kids are grown up and out of the house, then I'll get a dog. Because I feel like then I can maybe wrap my head around taking care of one, because they're a lot more work. Anyway, wow, what an introduction. So here is sketchbook number 14. It started April 30th of this year, ended at the end of June 29th. And definitely make sure when you have a sketchbook to put in like your contact information, whether you get real personal with your address, you know, or I just have my email and my website. So I'm sure unless this is lost like in 30 years and my website doesn't exist or something. I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, you guys. And I just cut this off of my little, I have a thank you card that I send out with orders, and this is at the bottom of it, so I figure I just glued that in because I was testing out, you guys. If we want to talk about, I'm not obsessed with pugs, but I am obsessed with these fluorescent solid paint markers. Oh my God, they're so fun. Sakura. Okay, so what they're used for is, what I'm saying is this is what all this smooshy color is. These are used for like when you go to buy a car or you go to a used car lot or whatever, and there's like stuff written on windows or, you know, in window display or something, a lot of times they're using these. They're really used for like construction and all that kind of stuff, but I guess graffiti artists, according to Melissa Martin and what she's heard through the grapevine, graffiti artists use these kind of things, and it makes sense because they are permanent, all-weather kind of things. So, and they're very smelly, so heads up, you want to be in a ventilated area, but they're so fun to play with. The texture's really cool, so they're fun. They are so much fun. And they're bright, and like you can't get more neon pink than that. So I love a good neon pink. I'm really into neons. All right, so the first spread here, I wanted to test out the Talens Art Creations paper. I really wanted to see, like, can it take wet medium? Can I throw a lot of mixed media stuff on it? And the answer was, for me, not so much. I did a light wash of watercolor and gouache. The gouache is dried gouache. It wasn't like fresh from the tube gouache. A lot of people I have heard say that you can use gouache and it works well. I just didn't have, I wasn't using out of the tube. I just had it dried in a palette. And then I used Neocolor 2s and I think some colored pencil and some pen. I just kind of went to town on this just to give it a try. I wasn't too pleased with how it handled things like watercolor. Yeah. Again, I tried doing mixed media. I was just making like a sunset with all the stuff again, like Neocolor 2s, watercolor, and once again was just really disappointed with how wet mediums are on this. So it made me kind of miss my watercolor sketchbooks because I was like, I can't be messy in this. I can't put goopy layers of stuff on here. Oh, this. Okay, so my son Charlie has really gotten into Seinfeld. I'm a big Seinfeld fan, have been since the 80s when it came out. I was a fan of Seinfeld before I had the show. My family and I were already fans of Jerry. And so Charlie, my son, has really gotten into it. And like sometimes he'll find an episode and watch it over and over again, or we constantly quote Seinfeld. We're just Seinfeld trivia family. This is Frank Costanza when he was calling up Morty Seinfeld. So George's dad calling Jerry's dad because there's a big fight about who gets to live in this retirement community in Florida called Del Boca Vista. And so I was trying to draw it because my twin's birthday, Charlie's a twin, Charlie and Amelia are twins, and I wanted to make a little something for his birthday with this quote because he kept quoting it all the time. We're gonna be at the pool, we're gonna be at the clubhouse, we're gonna be all over that shuffleboard, and I dare you to stop me. But I thought he ended up looking a little more like the Heat Miser. So I sketched him over and over again, trying to get the best Frank Costanza. I thought this was the most successful. I think that really captures Jerry Stiller 100%. Like I see it. This sort of, it was really hard to draw his angry, open, yelling mouth, which he has a lot in the show. He's just, oh my God, the characters on that show, top notch, top tier. Charlie, then tried to draw it. So this is Morty Seinfeld, which I said he totally captured Morty Seinfeld. That is his likeness. that's his vibe altogether in that scene. His Jerry Stiller, or rather Frank Costanza, I think he got the anger, but I was like, yeah, it's I mean, it's not an easy face to draw, like when he's yelling. Okay. So this is a Scribble Brigade, and this was Blind Contour Silent Film Stars. This one I thought I was just gonna like really struggle and not enjoy. Was I watching the replay or did I do this live? I honestly don't remember. No, I did a replay because I did blind first, and then I thought I just thought that my blind contours were horrible, but I look back, I'm like, no, they really weren't. They were not so bad. So if you're not familiar with what a blind single line contour is, it's you are staring at the image, you never look down at your paper, and you keep your whatever utensil you're using, a pen, a pencil, on the page. You never pick it up, you just keep going. So it's very easy to lose your place, but the whole thing is to try and train yourself to stare at the image, try and figure out where you left off with eyes, nose, mouth, whatever you're drawing. Then I did looking for 30 seconds. And honestly, these really aren't, I was more upset about the ones that I looked at. I thought this is close to the image, but the other ones I didn't think they were great. So I was like, I did it again, where I did blind contour and then did the same image looking. And, I think the Marlene Dietrich kind of looks like Marlene Dietrich, but I feel like her essence was better captured here than here, which is interesting. So there's something that comes through a blind contour drawing that you can't, I don't know. Sometimes you can really capture an essence, even if it doesn't look exactly like, it doesn't fully represent what you're drawing, if that makes sense. Okay, this is our late cat Trixie. I was drawing her, she passed away in October of 22. That's Ralph. That's not really the greatest. That was them together, a sketch, but there's, I have old video and pictures of Trixie used to carry around this this stuffed animal. I think it's I don't know if it's a YouTuber or what, but my kids had this, we still have it in the house. It looks, I call it a werewolf businessman. It's like a brown bear monster, I don't know, and it's in like a gray suit with a red tie, so I always called it the werewolf businessman. And for some reason she took a liking to it, and she used to carry it around the house, and like, I think it's called caterwauling. It's like when they walk around with something in their mouth and they're like, wow, wow. She would do that all the time with this. So I found an old picture and drew that of her. This was a Sandy Hester study. She used to work in oils, and I was on her website looking at paintings because I was really interested in one of her pieces, but she doesn't do prints, and I am not financially in a place where I can spend thousands of dollars on a painting, so it just wouldn't be a wise investment at this stage in life when I have one kid that's looking to change colleges and two that are going to be heading to college soon. So like investing thousands of dollars into a painting just isn't, yeah. So I was looking at a painting. I messaged her to find out if she sells prints by chance. She does not, but I was looking at some of her older works and just did a study of one of them because, just the way she captured values and the shadows and stuff like that. I don't think I necessarily did a great job with it, but that's why I was looking at her work. This was an art hang party. What were we drawing? These are warm-ups. These must be single line contour warm-ups. What? Oh. We were doing, oh yeah, this was a good one. I really enjoyed this. This was the Saturday art hang party pop-up. Once a month right now, Melissa Martin does a I would say a more relaxed, chill art hang party where we take 20 minutes drawing from a reference photo, and I really enjoyed this one. I used to think that I would never like drawing master studies, but the opposite is true. I find them really amazing. Like, I don't know, I just really enjoy it, and I feel like I get so much out of a master study. And this one in particular, this is a Vincent van Gogh. I didn't think it turned out super great. I got her skin color all off because it was sort of a bluish hue, but it's not that bad. I don't think it's that bad. I ended up doing this in 15 minutes. I can't remember if it's because I was late or what, but whatever. This one was probably my favorite with how it turned out. I was using like Tombow markers for this, and then I added a little bit of Neocolor too, but I used Neocolor strictly for this one, and I was really proud of how this turned out. I was like, I think this went pretty well. She was wearing like a black lace veil, and I thought like I was able to kind of make it look sort of see-through, and you could see like it was hanging down in front of her, and yeah, I was quite impressed with myself. So yeah, this was a Renoir, and this was like the class favorite. Everybody loved the Renoir piece and working on it. Everyone's turned out really well, and I think mine did too. And this was the moment, like, it was this day working on this and working on this that I truly fell in love with Neocolor 2s. I started to understand what all the fuss was about. I had been messing with them for a while, in this sketchbook and in my other sketchbook, and I just was like, I don't know if I dig these. I just couldn't figure out if I liked them or not. But working on all of these, I was like, it really works with those like Impressionist, Renaissance painting. I don't know, the classic paintings, I feel like it works. But I also have enjoyed using them because I can really get messy, smoosh them around, blend them. It's a party. I have a real party time. That makes no sense, having a party time. I don't know what I'm saying. I bought a bunch of highlighters. I had actually, here's just a handful of them. What brand are they? They're Sharpie liquid highlighters. For some reason, this spread makes me feel ill. I just hate the way it looks, but don't mind me. I had actually filmed me swatching these out, but it was because it's the toned paper. I hate it on here. I hate it on toned paper. It just, I don't know, it makes me mad. It makes me mad. I like white paper. That's my only complaint about this is it's toned paper. I had heard from somebody, I don't remember if it was on Discord or someone left me a comment, but Talens makes a white paper sketchbook. That's white paper, baby. And mine just arrived. The excitement I feel, it's palpable. Yeah, and I actually watched, I believe it was Katie Moody, had done a video reviewing the white Talens Art Creations sketchbook, and I was just like, yes. And she had said I couldn't find it anywhere. They weren't selling it on the website. You couldn't find it. There was nothing when you looked it up, like Talens Art Creations, white paper. Nothing would come up online. And then she had said she could only find it with the cork. So when I looked up, I finally found it on Amazon. and it was the white paper. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna get it. It took a while to get here because I think it's just really sold in the UK, but so I waited a few weeks to get that, but I think it'll be worth it. Anyway, moving on. This was, so my point is that the bright colors just don't pop. The color doesn't pop that well on toned paper, on cream color paper. And when you have it on white paper, it just bursts. So I feel like the, highlighters and bright colors are wasted on the toned paper, in my opinion. All right, so this was another Scribble Brigade replay that I did. And I thought these turned out, I was way more pleased with how these went. And it was the single lined contour silent film stars. So, and I was really starting to fall in love with the single line blind contour, except I wasn't doing single line. I was still picking up I was having a hard time keeping my pencil down, but I was like, that is Jimmy Stewart, totally. I think because we did these I'm like, that kind of looks like Errol Flynn. Yeah. So then I tried to do 30-second blind contour. Oh wait, no, this was an art hang party. I was like, wait a second. So anyway, I started to kind of get the hang of it. This was an art hang party, drawing our pets. This was so much fun. I love drawing animals. I like it more than drawing people. I mean, truly. I just feel like it's a more forgiving subject matter. I don't know why. I think this was my favorite. This cat, Magic. The cat's name is Magic, and my blind contour was like my favorite. I was like, if I were to ever get a tattoo, I think it would be this guy. It's just, the face is so cute. And then these, yeah, those were all that I had stayed for. I don't think I had done the whole thing. And I was really happy with how they all turned out, except this one, this dog, I just could not. Kira's, is that the name of the dog or the name of the person, the owner? Anyway, I'm so sorry. My apologies, okay? I just couldn't get it. Yeah, but I loved Roxy, so cute. Twiggy, I mean, really cute. Here's more Scribble. This was a Scribble Brigade hang that I did with Melissa Martin and Christine Pierce Tang. We were hanging out in the art hang party little voice channel on Discord. Little voice channel. Regular sized voice channel on Discord. And we had watched the replay because I think it was one of the sessions where it would have aired at like 3 in the morning in the US. So we watched it together and did these, and it was a lot of fun. It was nice to draw with some other people live. I don't have any art friends in real life that I can get together and do this with at this moment. So it was fun. This was when I started coming up with some ideas for my Patreon. I was reopening it after having it closed for about a year, and trying to come up with just logos and stuff like that and designs. Yeah, so it's what we do on there. It's called the Weirdo Drawing Club, and what we do is we draw weird things. I have a video series on here called Draw Weird Things with Me, where I pick out some crazy things that I find on Pinterest or eBay or just the internet in general. Sometimes I find things in thrift stores and take pictures of them and draw them later. So, and it's the same concept of that, except it's just like twice. It's like an hour long, usually a little bit longer than an hour, and drawing more things. So, and it has been just the greatest joy of my life lately. It's been so much fun. I laugh a lot. Everyone there is there for a good time and to like have some laughs and draw some silly pictures. And It's just a joyful place. I love it. I love it. And it's not just because people are paying $5 to hang out with me or anything like that. It's like even the people who aren't paying are there like in the Discord. It's like we're all having a good time. It's a great time. It's a lot of fun. If you're interested, please check it out. Love to have you there. And you don't have to draw. It's not required, but anyway. This was on Mother's Day. My husband took me to the art store and I bought some new Neocolor 2s and what else did I get? A couple of pens. I don't love this page and I felt like these colors are so light that it was, you know, again on the toned paper makes it kind of, you know, tough to see. Speaking of drawing weird things with me, this is from was it my second Draw Weird Things With Me video? I think it's the second one that I ever did on YouTube. It's quite a giggle fest, so go ahead and check it out. I won't tell you any more about these things except I found them on Pinterest. That is a real dog in a suit. Okay. This was an art hang party doing profiles, doing side profiles because we were talking about how challenging they are. I find drawing faces challenging as it is. I've been working very hard on it, but you know, profiles for some reason are really tough for me. So I think that was a blind contour and then I had missed the very beginning, so I just tried to squeeze one in. Yeah, then we did some upside down to really make it extra challenging, but when I turn it over, I'm like, you know what? Not so bad. You know, they're not fantastic, but drawing things upside down really forces your brain to look at the shapes. And then we started doing blind. It went off the rails real fast and became very silly because then Melissa's like, okay, how about we do an upside down blind contour? So I was like, let's go crazy. Let's get nuts. And so some of these are upside down blind contours. And I'm like, these aren't terrible. They're not the best, but you know what? That's not so bad. So I've just learned a lot about myself doing these art hang parties and live drawing sessions, and it forces you to get out of your comfort zone and try new things, and you will surprise yourself at like if you do well or not. So these were, I think, the last 4 that we did. Oh, then we had like a couple more. I have a page here that's ripped out. I'm gonna pop it up on the screen because I took a photo of it. It is right after the whole side profile thing. I was like, let me see if I can draw a face better. And I was looking at Melissa's like profile photo and I thought, I'm gonna try this with Neocolor 2s. And when I made it, I was so impressed with myself. I was like, damn, that looks like her profile photo. I was really proud of the progress I had made. And I had used Neocolor 2s for that. And then the next day, Melissa had just gotten really into drawing people, making like custom portraits of people with a single line contour, not blind, but a single line contour drawing. And that was something I really hadn't spent a lot of time doing. I've been doing so many blind contour things, and I thought, let me see what I can do with that. So I had made one of her, and I remember it was much more angular than her face actually. It was a little bit, it made her face look a little rectangular. But I had sent both of them to her when we did a little, we did a art trade. And yeah, so those I sent to her because I thought she can have them and they're of her. So I felt like she should have them because they're her image. I did one of my own profile and I thought it wasn't half bad, but my face is definitely like I really narrowed it. So it feels a bit like my face feels too skinny. Like you took a photo and you went to it. Then I did one of this fish guy which I thought this actually turned out pretty well. And that was from, I think, the first Weirdo Drawing Club video. This guy made an appearance. So he made another appearance here. I just wanted to try more. Oh gosh, I forgot about this. I actually filmed a bunch of this. I was outdoors trying to do blind contour drawings of birds in my backyard, live action. It was difficult. Also, I was using a brush pen. I was like, whose idea was this? I was like, why don't we just make it more challenging? Why didn't I just hang upside down and do it as well? You know? This was a blue jay or a cardinal, I think. Like, that would be the head, but I said, it looks like a greyhound. I was like, is it a greyhound or not? This blue jay looks like it could be a deer or a dog. That was supposed to be a blue jay. 1 split second of a white-breasted nuthatch. Literally one line. Yeah. So I call it blind contour backyard suburban sketching. Common black grackle or grackles. So these were blind. I think some of these were half blind looking. Yeah. Yep. It wasn't easy, and I was filming it, and it was just, I don't know, maybe I'll turn it into a short little vlog and put it on this channel. It was pretty ridiculous. I tried to do some of Ralphie, my cat. That's not half bad. I'm like, that has a Ralphie feel to it. Then I tried eyes closed drawing from memory, just to get wild and crazy. Not half bad when you consider my eyes were closed and I was not drawing from an image, except for the one in my mind. This is a live drawing session I did with Melissa, Alex, and Zan on the Art Hang Party Discord. So we just hung out and drew some like maritime, like marinas and stuff like that. I remember I was getting a call from the school about one of my kids like scheduling for next year, so I had to kind of pop out partway through. But I remember when I was doing these, I felt frustrated with them, like I am not getting what I want out of these. But I'm looking back, I have a hard, I really need to work on perspective. So there was a building here and I was just like, I don't know. I have a tough time with man-made objects like buildings, cars, bicycles. It's just like, nope. My brain's like, no, we need nature. We need organic shapes. So I think that was pretty good. This maybe is okay, but when there was a building or a structure, yeah. I also feel like I have a hard time with landscapes. It just doesn't come very naturally to me. So this was Flower Week, Art Hang Party. I'm looking at this on the viewfinder and I think it looks really nice and colorful, but when I'm looking at it in person, I don't like it. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know. I think because I'm drawing so small and I have to get so tight and when you only have like 2 minutes, I really, then I clench like all the muscles in my shoulders and hands, and yeah, and I think it shows. I don't know. For some reason, this does not bring me a ton of joy. It should. It's very colorful and everything, but maybe just because I'm thinking I was probably tired, I was probably pressed for time because I had to pick up my daughter and all that kind of stuff. That might have a lot to do with it. Okay, next, these are terrifying. I don't even want to show them to you, but I am trying to work on self-portraits, and they're proving to be way more challenging than you would believe. Yeah, and these don't look anything like me, neither. Well, I mean, this might look a little bit like me, but that is a long, thin face. I have a long face, but I don't think it looks that thin. Yeah, this, horrifying, absolutely horrifying. It looks like I have completely black eyes. I look like a black-eyed kid. Also, I don't think they're true representations because it's just very flat. Like there's no lines. There's no. Do you know what I mean? Like this is the. Well, obviously I didn't color in a skin tone, but I'm like, since I didn't color in any extra like sort of lines or indentations in my face, that would be a 19-year-old version of me or something. Too thin, too elongated. Wish I'd left the neck white because I started to color. I thought I'll color in like a peach pink tone, but now it just looks like I have like a weird turtleneck there. And this is definitely not me. I don't see the likeness at all for myself in here. I see it a little bit, maybe the eyes. No, the nose maybe, I don't know. We worked on doing self-portraits in my Discord, the Patreon Discord, and it got very, well, I don't want to say emotional or anything. It was like we had a really deep chat about why it's so hard to do them and why is it hard. It's, to capture your likeness and capture the things about yourself that you cannot capture in a photograph. So just a quick story. So this all sort of happened because I had seen a short video. It popped up in my YouTube algorithm. The YouTube algorithm popped up in my feed, and it just really moved me. It was this doctor. I don't know if she's a plastic surgeon or what, but it was a doctor talking about people come to her office. She'll have patients come in and say, I don't like the way I look in photos, so I want to change the way I look. And she said, like the photo doesn't capture everything in you. Have you ever tried to take a photo of a sunset and then you look at the photo and you go, man, that just didn't do it justice. Like it was a whole different thing in person. And she said, that's why you can't capture like the beauty of you in a picture because you are the sunset. And I was like, oh my God. So I shared it with everyone in my Discord. Then Zan had an idea of like, why don't we do self-portraits and try to capture the things that a photograph can't capture. So then it was just such a cool experience. We decided we're gonna do this once a month. So me and whoever one of my patrons wants to do it, we're doing it live together. And it was a powerful, moving experience. Even though my self-portrait at the end, I don't think looked like me at all. I really enjoyed the experience. Okay, this is another Scribble Brigade, the same exact theme. She does that for the whole month. So I thought I was getting better and better with these, and I had really become addicted to doing single line blind contour and single line drawings. These were looking and doing a single line, and I thought I like the way her hair turned out, and I thought this looked pretty cool. Excuse me. This one, This one was probably my favorite. This was half looking. And I was like, I think I got it. So I really liked how this looked. It was a woman like looking into a crystal ball or a snow globe or something with her head down. And then these were blind contour, totally blind self-portraits, blind, single line blind contour. That's a lot. That's a mouthful and an earful. Basically closing your eyes, drawing yourself single line contour from memory. Like I tried to do with my cat. So I didn't know that was an exercise people did, but apparently, yeah, did it again. And then this was me looking, trying to look at, like, I had to turn on my computer camera to see myself. I don't think that looks like me. Yeah, I think that looks more like me than this does. Then I decided to do some single line contour. Oh my gosh, it's very hard to say after a while. Single line contours of items on my desk. So I have a little unicorn. I have a Kermit the Frog Pez dispenser, just some old scissors, and my tape dispenser. That's my Dymo printer, and a stapler. Oh, I know what this was. This was me trying to draw some things, doing warm-ups. I was trying to test out doing live streams, so I had done a little bit of this as a test run. You can't find it. It's unlisted. It will never be made public, but eventually I will do some live streams. And some of my friends from Discord were kind enough, thank you Beth, Zan, and Melissa, for like popping on and looking to see if everything lined up, if the sound sounded okay. Eventually I'll do it. I'll do it eventually. It's just, I've got to pick a time and a day and make sure that my setup is all okay. I was watching a Lazy Redhead video, and this was her talking about, she had something like she thought she lost a file, but she didn't. And she's wearing a blue glove because she was about to work with oil pastels. And so Elliot said, I'm about to lose my shit. And her friend Sophie, looked at me like I was a can short of a six-pack. And so I just thought it was funny. I think I found like some kind of sunset landscape, and I don't know, decided to draw that with Neocolor 2s. This is another Art Hang Party Saturday pop-up. So the longer, more chill version of the Art Hang Party, I call it like Art Hang Party Brunch. This was a super cool theme idea. I was actually on the road on the way to Connecticut to visit my in-laws for my mother-in-law's 90th birthday party. So I actually drew this while waiting for breakfast when we made a stop at a diner in the Poconos. And it was taking a classic, like a work of art from a classic artist. I'm not explaining this very well. Using like one of their paintings and then picking an animal. So in this case, it was a gorilla, and this particular artist, Maurice Young, and you're merging the two together. So you're gonna draw that animal, but in the style of that artist's work. I hope that made some kind of sense. So the artist Ernest Ludwig Kirchner, and the animal was a cheetah or a leopard. I really liked how these turned out. I thought, because everyone kind of had to interpret it in their own way, and everybody's turned out really cool. I think the peacock one's my favorite just because I love a peacock. I think I'm gonna have to make some more peacock stuff. There's not enough peacocks in my life, and I need to draw them more. I forget who the artist was in here because I didn't write that one down. But it was kind of like I wanna say like an Art Nouveau, kind of reminded me of the French advertisement posters were like for coffee or wine, I think. So, I don't know. But it was a little Art Nouveau-ish. And then it was Vincent van Gogh. I believe it's a self-portrait. But Melissa had picked a giraffe, which was like, I thought perfect for the coloring and everything. So I really worked this one hard. So I had to watch the replay for the rest of them, but I still stuck to the 20 minutes. And I think it turned out pretty good. At the time, I was like, man, I am completely not getting this right. It was really hard to get that underside, like to get the shadow, because it's facing, I struggled with it, but yeah. Anyway, another Scribble Brigade. This was Mythical Creatures, and that was a fun one. And then, yeah, so I'd written some things down here, but check out my Star Ladies, but please ignore my proportions. Yeah, that was a fun one. I made it to the live on that. This, I was playing around with, when Melissa and I did an art trade, she sent me a little 3-color palette of her favorite watercolors, and she uses those watercolors to make the custom portraits. So I was playing around with those. I've played around with them a lot. It's just a fun little palette, and it sits on my desk, and I have a water brush, and so when I feel like just painting something and I don't want to get my water jar out and all that kind of stuff, it's like, it's there, it's ready to go, no excuses. So I had just experimented with mixing the colors and did this rainbow bright sun, I guess you would call it. This I found, it was models from 100 years ago. It was an article on Pinterest, and so I tried to draw this one, single line contour. Just one of my regular old hippy dippy birds. I draw a lot of birds like this around here. So a roly-poly potato bug. Do you know what those things are? It's like a little bug, and then it like rolls up into a little ball. If you know, you know. I don't know, I had a little idea of like just roll with it. A potato bug anyway. This is Alice. She's from an Unsolved Mysteries episode, deep from the 80s. And I was watching, it became a big joke for the Guide to the Unknown fans. I think we call ourselves the Guideys. So the Guide to the Unknown is a podcast, and they talk about everything from like the horror genre, whether it's like books and movies, but it's a lot like they'll talk about like cryptids and haunted stuff, paranormal stuff. It's a brother and sister, Kristen and Will, and they're hysterical. I have been listening to them, I think, since maybe, I don't even know if they had 10 episodes yet when I started listening to them. I've been a fan for the whole time, and I sponsored a few of their shows. They're really kind, lovely people and very funny. They're also big Seinfeld fans, but they'll do extra stuff on their Patreon, and they'll sometimes do like, they'll watch an Unsolved Mystery episode or other stuff. Those are my favorites. That, and when they watch Ghost Adventures. Oh my gosh, just watching it with them and listening to their commentary, because I'd be doing the same thing. I would be making a lot of comments about everything. So this one woman was like an eyewitness to seeing a ghost on the steps of this like old inn, and she had a certain je ne sais quoi about her. So yeah, so her name was Alice, and she said like she heard someone call her name, and she said Alice, like when she's reenacting it. And so I said, go ask Alice. I think she'll know. If you don't know, that's based on a Jefferson Airplane song. Okay. This was another Scribble Brigade. Sophie had said in the first Mythical Creatures 1 episode live stream, she said she had a hard time finding artwork to reference that was like old enough and copyright free. So I had said to her, like in the chat, I'm like, do you want me to send you like make a Pinterest board and send you some ideas? So she said, yeah, just send me one on Instagram. So I put together a board. I have found a lot of weird things that I'm probably gonna have to do or draw weird things with me. So a few of them showed up in this thing. I told her a lot of them were derpy, but so Cookie Monster Man he was one of my finds, and boy, everybody was having a giggle with that, because we did a 30-second drawing of that, because she was saying we were taking a little more time. We were doing 5 minutes because some of them are pretty complicated. I remember she was one that I found. I can't remember if I found the rabbit or not, but there were a few things that she was able to use. I haven't watched the last live stream she did of this. I haven't watched the replay, but yeah, but they were fun. So I don't know if she used anything else I had sent her, but this one we were all laughing at because he's ridiculous. Yeah, this was like some kind of a cow holding a big cup. So I said, your venti cold brew, milady. Sorry I was so extra, but I did bring you this pretty flower. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I'm cute as heck. Just look at me. Because this guy had so much going on, like weird lizard feet, a fish tail, breasts, and a flower, and a sun head. Just all the things. This was a griffin, and I just could not with this guy. I couldn't do it. I tried, and then I just said, screw him. Then I went to a brush pen because I felt like I had a lot more control with that. So I thought this turned out quite lovely. And this was a mandrake question mark. Yeah. I tried to do watercolor again. We're like halfway through the book at this point, and after, trying it and being annoyed, and then trying it again with this, I thought, let me try painting some birds. So this is an American woodcock, and they're so cute, and they walk really funny. Oh my gosh, the cutest, most adorable things. So there was a video called All Things Birdie on YouTube, and this is a woodcock on the forest floor, but they do like a little dance when they walk. So it says American woodcock set to the song Tequila. I tried to do some grackles with watercolor. Again, frustrated and annoyed with the way this paper works with watercolor. It's not my jam. This is a chicken. I did this in watercolor and I think it came out okay, but I really tried to go super quick with my washes to like keep it not soaking anything. So there's a video called Chicken and Cat Talk to Each Other, and the chicken just looks so cute and fluffy, and it's just laying on the floor. Obviously I did not draw the cat, but did that. I was watching Cecile Yadro do a live painting session. They were painting a clownfish, and they did not show the reference photo. It was her and another artist. I forgot who the other artist was. But they did not show their reference photo, so I just found one and just doodled one up while I was listening to them. I think it came out terribly, but okay. I hate this page, and I don't know why. I just do. I'm just like, ah, when I look at it. Like, you disgust me. I don't know why. There's nothing like inherently wrong with it. I'm just like, nope, don't like. This, I found a couple of like, I don't know if these were women modeling clothes on a magazine or if it was from like a Simplicity sewing pattern. Could have been either or. So these were like 70s clothes. This was a modern day model, but you would think 70s clothes because it looks like she's wearing bell bottoms here. Did a impromptu draw and hang out with Zan, Melissa, and Beth. And this was, I had picked out just, this was on my Discord for my patrons, and this was, I just picked out like some funny animal pictures. I think she's adorable. This was a cat wrapped up in a feather boa. I already forgot the name of these dogs, but they're not greyhounds, they're like small greyhounds. They're like small Italian greyhounds. So they were cute and fun. There's another one. There's another one. So we said she kind of looks like she would go to a 90s rave. And I agree. We were playing Gartic Phone because Melissa had said, have you guys ever played it? And I didn't understand that you had to type in the stuff. This is how like my brain works. I was like, wait, I don't understand. And one of the things you were supposed to draw with your mouse on the screen. Hello. I just didn't compute that that's what was happening. So I drew it in my sketchbook. It was supposed to be nose hair. So if you're like, why? That's why. But I don't need to explain myself to you. So this was an art hang party. This was I know Louise's idea, and it was so cute, so fun, so wholesome. It was drawing vintage photo booth photos, people with their dogs. So cute. So these are blind contours. I was using a brush pen, which isn't great for blind contours. Like it's a little bit hard to follow with, but I mean, you can see that's a dog, that's a person, that's a person, that's a dog, person, dog, person, kind of a dog. This was the first one that wasn't a blind contour. But I thought these turned out pretty cute, but also, I mean, just the reference photos. I highly recommend this one. It was so cute. Very wholesome. Just some really adorable, adorable photos. Oh, and then, see, if I don't write these things down, I would forget. It's like a journal of my life. I was interrupted by my cat Luna. She found a mouse. So I rescued it, took it outside. Everyone's fine. I think that was the last one that we did looking. And then we did blind contours again. And the person, dog, I see a person. I think maybe that's the dog. There's a dog. There's a person. Yeah, we did all the rest of these were blind contours. I mean, they're just, I'm hooked on single line blind contours. They're just so much fun. Oh, we were doing, when the Mythical Creatures theme came out for Scribble Brigade, everyone was using a rainbow pencil and I couldn't find mine. By the time it was over, it was when I found mine. But it turns out but it just doesn't pick up very well. I tried to draw a peach that I was eating. It just looks like a ball that got ripped open. I don't know. But I found my rainbow pencils, but they barely show up on this paper because it's that cream color. I don't know. Once again, blind contours, single line blind contour drawings, and then trying to do single line looking. These were of Elise Myers because I was watching one of her videos. None of them look like her. Zero of these nope, the likeness, it's not here. Oh, I was trying to blind contour draw the little stuffed unicorn that I have sitting on top of my Mac. Absolutely looks like a possessed pig. I don't know what happened there. Anyway. Oh. Shucks. My husband and I went away it was our 25th anniversary. We got married in 1999. And we went away, stayed at a place that was right on Lake Erie, and there's some gorgeous sunsets there. And I tried to kind of capture it live and like some little trees and stuff, but I mean, once again, watercolor in this, it just doesn't turn out great. And it's really hard to capture that sunset. Photo, artwork, or otherwise. You gotta be there in person. I watched an art hang party replay and the subject matter was snails. So I actually did that while I was away, staying in that little cottage. Because we had so much downtime for once in our lives. So I did all that with Neocolor 2s. This was a art hang party Discord hangout on the Voice channel, and Zan was running the show. She was picking out all the Zan Blackburn, by the way. She was picking out all the reference photos from her Pinterest boards, and there were some really wild, cute ones. There were some on there that was like, ooh, I want to draw all of these. So there was a cute butter dish. I have no idea what the deal was with the hair. There were these upside down girl dolls, like porcelain dolls. I don't know why they were upside down. I don't know why, but they were like standing on their heads. Like it wasn't just we were drawing them upside down. They were literally like, that's the way they were designed to be that way. This was a ceramic, we called it turtle jockey. It was like a boy in a little sailor suit riding a turtle. And this was a snooty clown dog, another like little porcelain figurine. Some really cute stuff. This one we said was gonna give us all nightmares. It was, I forget what, I want to say it was called like Parlor Toys or something. It's a website. It was like a bunch of different artists designing these really strange and unusual like stuffed animals, dolls, and toys. And this one, it had this like fuzzy, cute little like pajama thing on. I don't know, but the face, especially with the teeth, it kind of reminds me of whatever the character is from Mad Magazine. That's what it kind of reminds me of, because it had like a reddish nose, and but it was the teeth. The teeth are awful, just awful. So I said this is Zan's creepy doll Pinterest pic. I forgot about this. It was I think this was like the next day. I was drawing some squirrels that were outside on my deck and a chipmunk, and just trying to draw them live, like in action, not taking photos, you know, and it's really hard to draw them real fast with a brush pen. But I mean, really not that bad when I look at it. It's like, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, I think Louise had posted the picture, because we were talking about, I think it was when we were drawing these. Was Louise at that one? Did I write it down? Yeah, Melissa, Zan, Louise, and Lily was there. Yeah, so we were talking about like loud birds, loud Aussie birds, because Melissa had said like there's this bird that you hear sometimes in Sophie McPike's videos. She's like, I wonder which one that was, and we were trying to, and I was like, is it a kookaburra? But then I'm like, kookaburras have a very distinct sound. And so I think Louise had said it might be a cockatoo. So she had taken a picture. She was out somewhere. It's so wild to me that like these birds are just like hanging out outside in your neighborhood, like these giant tropical birds. Like, it's so wild to me. Like, I can't imagine living in a place where like a parrot's just like out in your backyard. It's like, these are exotic birds to us. So she had taken a picture of one she had seen when she was, I don't know if she was on her way to work or what. And so I drew a quick picture of it and said, heard you been talking smack about me on your Discord with your art pals. And called it Louise's Cocky Cockatoo. This was just like a doodly page using some different, I was finished, my brush pen was drying up, running out of ink. You can get these, well, this is the empty one, and I'm not sure I have the proper ink to refill it on my own, but I saved it anyway. I'm gonna have to get like a little, a proper syringe that will fit in that teeny tiny hole that is it's very, very small. I don't know if I can focus on it. But yeah, it would be cheaper. I did order some refills. I have a thing of like, I think it's like 12 refills for like $7.99 that I found on Amazon. It's coming from Japan. I think it's gonna take a little while to get here, but I was like, you know what? For 12 refills, that will last me a while. So yeah. I wholesale some products to a company called Wild Bird Unlimited. It's a franchise. There's a lot of locations all across the US. I don't know if it's in other places, other countries, but like it's all catered to like bird feeders and like kind of like, I think a lot of garden like decoration, stuff like that, but it's a lot of like bird seed, bird feeders, hummingbird feed, like all that kind of stuff. And so they carry some of my I'm a bird nerd stickers and coffee mugs, and then I have some like actual like bird, I want to say bird breeds, but I'm like, is that the right term, a breed? But I have a bunch of like more realistic bird stickers that I have designed that they have started carrying. So one of the shop owners had contacted me and was like, is there any chance you could add, you know, these different bird species to your docket, I guess. So one of them was a pileated, it's been pronounced both ways, woodpecker. So I started just kind of doodling up some to get used to drawing it. This is just a super messy scribbly page. I had smushed together some water-soluble pastels. Melissa had made a solid, like this kind of marker. She had cut 4 different colors up and then smushed them together to make a rainbow marker. And I decided I was gonna order these kind of things and make my own, but then I was like, why don't I use things that I have? I really try to be a little more frugal about what I'm willing to spend money on for art supplies, because they can get costly. So I thought I'm gonna use up some water-soluble pastels I had. I tried to cut them up. They were very crumbly, very messy. So I had put them in our air fryer, and I made these little tinfoil molds to make. I will put on camera, or I'll put something here to show you what it looks like. It looks like an absolute mess. It looks like a rainbow cat turd from the litter box, okay? It looks horrible. But when I scribbled with it, I was like, it kind of does the rainbow thing. And then I decided to see if I could draw over it with my brush pen and then other stuff. It just looks like a hot mess, and it is. But I just had fun with it. Whatever. Oh yeah. This was an art hang party. I didn't even write it down, but how will I ever forget? This was art hang party. This was 100 faces in 100 minutes. It was, oops. It was quite the challenge. I'm just looking, I'm like, I like this guy, this bearded man kind of hid in the background. Melissa had said these were ghost faces because a lot of them didn't have like the outline of a head. This little mustachioed cowboy looking guy at the bottom. Yeah, a lot of them I just drew because when you're doing it in a minute, it's a lot to capture. I'm glad that I used a brush pen. I think that really helped make things less of a strain, because it's like drawing with a brush, but it's still reliable. You don't have to keep dipping into ink or anything like that. Reliable as in it's gonna stay a solid color. Am I making any sense? You're gonna keep your line going. So yeah, a lot of these are just, I decided to focus on the features. So I draw the eyes and the nose and the mouth. I'm not sure that I got everybody proportioned well, but I was like, I have to say, as someone who, I always feel like I have struggled with drawing faces. I felt like, not that I had a massive breakthrough, but I felt like I could really focus on features and make sort of snap judgments about you don't have time to think. And when I look back at these now, I'm like, damn, these are actually pretty good. Love this guy up here. I like her. I really enjoyed drawing. There were a lot of really gorgeous, beautiful people with beautiful eyes, beautiful, luscious, full lips that make me so jealous. I'm like, I wish. And she did a great job picking a lot of variety of different faces, different ages, different ethnicities, different hairstyles, all that. But it's just, I really spent very little time on things like hair and all that. I just really wanted to focus on the features. And I think if you want to practice drawing faces, do that art hang party. You will get so much practice in that time. Take some breaks, but definitely, your skills will grow in 100 minutes. So yeah, this was a guy yelling and making a face, or making a crazy face. This is when we were all starting to get tired, but I really found that I enjoyed drawing faces that have a lot more character to them instead of just the incredibly gorgeous people. Yeah, I liked drawing men with beards. I thought that, I don't know, I found it easier to capture them, it seemed like. I liked drawing more mature women and mature men. Really fun to capture lines in a face and just the character. I like that. I like that more than drawing someone who's like, you know, perfectly, what do you call it? Perfectly symmetrical. So yeah. Okay, so this is a drawing of, I think it was like a YouTube short thumbnail or something. It was this little ginger cat sitting on like deck steps outside someone's house. And the title of the short had said, I want to sit next to him. So I drew that, and then I just was playing with my Neocolor 2s, just making marks and scribbling. This, I was drawing from some reference photos on my Pinterest board. This was a live art hang on my Discord that I was doing with my Patreon, with my patrons. Yeah, so I just picked out some weird photos, drew them. There's this dog that's like pyramid shaped, like the whole thing was like a weird stuffed animal, but it was like pyramid shaped. And after I drew him, I was like, he looks like it's reminding me of a three-lettered horrible racist group. So I was like, I'm gonna put a clown hat on him and I'm gonna make him a clown dog. But now I can't like unsee the thing that I was like, I'm uncomfortable. I don't like this. This is making me feel scared. So I gave him a little party hat. And I guess I found a chicken or something at some point. I don't know, it was a bunch of photos from one of my Pinterest boards of weird things. This is the live drawing session that I did with Melissa Martin. Happy news, we're gonna be doing this more often. We're gonna do this like every other month starting in September instead of waiting like once every 3 months. Cause I said to Melissa, I'm like, this is way too fun. We need to do this. We need to do this more often. We have to. So we had picked just kind of like weird exotic animals. I feel like when I do a live drawing session, both times that I've been like co-hosting one, and if I'm doing Draw Weird Things with Me or Weirdo Drawing Club, I feel like my drawings come out the worst because it's like you're hosting it, you're talking, and you're drawing. It's a lot for my brain to multitask, so I don't feel like I do my best work. But I don't care because it's just fun. But I said in one of my, like, I think it was my last Draw Weird Things With Me video, I was like, people are gonna be like, you do this for a living? Because it really doesn't look like it. Looks like you need some more practice, honey. So, yeah. And that was the end of that sketchbook. The rest of that drawing session is actually in this one because I was waiting for my other 2 sketchbooks to arrive, which this one I'm on right now. Just to let you know, I think I've reached the halfway point in this book. I haven't even gotten all my stickers on here. I'm waiting for some to arrive in the mail. I'm gonna be filming this next because this sketchbook is totally done. So, and I already got a new sketchbook to take its place for my travel sketchbook, and I've already got a little sketch in here. So, yeah, I cannot believe how I've been flying through sketchbooks. And I'll tell you what, if you want to know the secret to getting your sketchbooks filled, which that's not the goal of having a sketchbook, it's to get practice in, it's to do these live drawing sessions if they're available. There are many free ones out there, including my own, Melissa Martin's, Sophie McPike. I know Beth Spencer offers like I think a free trial for her Introvert Drawing Club. I know that Blue Shine Art Char does live streaming, and you can, I'm sure that's part of it, like drawing along. I haven't watched a whole live stream of hers. there's just, I'm trying to think of who else. If you know of other drawing session, like live drawing session things, pop them in the comments and let me know. Then we can share that, because I think it's just such a good practice. I think it's a great way to fill up your sketchbook and get the practice in, because that's what having a sketchbook is for. So, yeah. I guess I should close this up by saying thank you so much for watching. I know that this was a long one, and I hope it gives you some inspiration and it makes you feel free to draw whatever in your sketchbooks. It doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be perfect. It really helps to have art friends to kind of support that journey, whether you can take a class in person, whether you can get together with your friends in person and draw. It's really encouraging. If not, there's places like Discord where, I mean, that's where I'm drawing with friends, and it's a lot of fun. And it's like being a kid in school in art class again. That's what it feels like. Like, that was my favorite time in school, was like if I had an art class and we could do something creative and just kind of like chill out, talk to each other, whether it was the gossip that was in the school or talk about what was on TV the night before, you know, whatever. It's a place to hang out, draw, and you're just building those skills. So that's what a sketchbook is for. It doesn't have to be a pretty sketchbook. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be all those things that I guess Instagram is making people believe it has to be, you know? Anyway, thank you again for watching. Thank you so much to my patrons that are supporting me. I'm honored that anyone wants to do that. That warms my heart a lot. And especially, I think my favorite part is just drawing with you guys and having the conversation, seeing what you guys draw. It's so much fun. It's my favorite thing ever. All right, pretty soon I'm gonna have to tour this. So, but I think my voice is just about done. So I think I'm gonna have to do it tomorrow because I've been talking a lot. Okay, thanks guys. Bye.